Hello everyone, it's Justin Dawson and welcome back to my channel. If you're interested in gaming, you're likely to have encountered the R36S. Where TikTokers and influencers on Instagram all claim this little handheld device is amazing and the best thing they ever owned. So with that in mind, I had to get my hands on one of these. And I don't play that much gaming. I'm a tech enthusiast, but I wanted something fun to have, and retro gamings are a thing that I used to play as a kid. So I decided to make the purchase, and many enthusiasts describe the R36S as hands down the king of budget retro consoles. The promise is huge, thousands of games, some estimates range from 15,000 to over 20,000 titles, spanning systems from Nintendo all the way up to the PSP. And the price? Well, for me, I bought this for about $60 or $80. Now, people say I was a bit robbed, that you can get these for about $40. For many, this device offers a chance to embrace the retro gaming vibe and may even help you ditch time wasted on content that soullessly devoured my free time. And it did, like I look at my phone all the way into work. But is the hype real? Let's take a comprehensive look at the R36S. The R36S arrives fairly straightforward, pretty budget-friendly box. Mine is the white model, but usually also available in transparent black and transparent purple. Inside you find a USB Type-C cable for charging and a screen protector kit. Physically, this is a Linux-based handheld emulator that looks much like an original Game Boy. It features a D-pad, standard ABXY buttons, and a nice switch-style analog sticks with the L3 R3 functionality. The buttons and the D-pad have a nice solid feel with solid clicks, and on the back we find 4 additional triggers. Now for some of the key specs. The screen is 3.5 inches diagonally. Resolution is 640 x 480. The ratio resolution provides a 4:3 ratio, which is perfect because it matches the original display ratio of classic games. In the display type, it utilizes an IPS screen, which looks really good in the right lighting and offers great viewing angles. Inside, the device is powered by a 64-bit A35 quad-core processor and a cheap and cheerful graphics card. But let's look at the ports. We have 2 USB Type-C ports. One is dedicated for charging, labelled DC. The other is for OTG, on-the-go port. The OTG port can be used to connect controllers and external storage, or even allow an Android smartphone to share internet with consoles via USB cable. Now, I haven't tried any of that out, and I have been told, and it does say in the warnings on the box, do not use a fast charger with this console. Now, whether that's the fact that I bought this from Asia and it wouldn't handle a fast charge, I don't know, but I'm not going to risk it in case of fires. There's also a 3.5mm headphone socket for wired headphones. Crucially, the box claims Bluetooth, but there is no Bluetooth support. Be very clear, there is no Bluetooth support. This means wireless headphones won't work. Similarly, Wi-Fi is listed as a feature, but you're most likely to need to purchase a separate external Wi-Fi module or dongle to get it working. The R36S uses 2 TF micro SD card slots. TF1 holds the Arc OS or emulation station, which is a custom Linux and Ubuntu based operating system, as well as the games. TF2 can be used for adding additional storage for games later. So let's get to powering it on. When you power on the R36S, you're greeted by a splash screen followed by the Arc loading screen. The device is designed to emulate a wide range of gaming systems. These include Nintendo's NES, Super Nintendo or the SNES, the N64, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance, and even the Nintendo DS. It also supports Sega systems including Dreamcast, PlayStation, PS1, and PlayStation Portable, the PSP, and notoriously expensive Neo Geo games. The game library is genuinely brilliant. You can dive into childhood favourites like Aladdin for the Sega console, Super Mario, or even the white classics just like the original Game Boy. We also see more demanding titles such as Grand Theft Auto, Vice City Stories, Spider-Man 2 on the PSP emulator. Navigating this large library is simple. On the home screen, you can move between systems and use the D-pad and shoulder buttons. Press A to enter the game list and B to go back. Given that the console holds thousands of games, the search function is crucial. From the main menu, you press the Y to type in and search for any game. The major convenience is the ability to save your progress. This is done by using the hotkeys built into the OS. Now, it took me a while to figure out how to quit the game, and I was using the power button all the time. To quit a game, you simply hold, select and double tap the start button. To perform a quick save state, hold the select button and press R1. To load and save state, hold the select and press L1. To access the back-end RetroArch menu, hold select and press X. Now this was not written at all in any of the manuals in the box. I had to Google them to find out where those menus were or how to do these back buttons or get out of a retro game. So the pros of this, the cost, it's incredibly cheap. Now, I bought mine a bit more expensive. I should have looked around. It depends really, I guess, on the emulators and the games that they're going to list. Do I believe there was 20,000 games in it? I didn't go through the list in full and I didn't do a count, but it didn't feel to me like there was 20,000 games. There might be about 5,000 games at most, but online you can find a load of websites of where you can download the games. Now be careful when you're uploading these games. I haven't tested it. I might test it at a later stage, but at the moment I'm really enjoying the range of games that's already available on this console. So the cost is incredibly cheap, making it perfect for kids or adults who want to tinker with the system. The screen quality, the IPS screen, makes the older 8-bit classics with sprites look great on this. Because the screen is small, many older games don't look like a pile of crap. The battery life is not bad. You can expect 4 hours and perhaps push it to 5 hours, though 6 hours is sometimes claimed. It is great to buy this for the nostalgia. It provides an incredible sense of nostalgia and is brilliant if you plan to stick to older 8-bit games and the Game Boy titles from before the mid-90s, and that is showing my age. The moment you turn on the device, you have to hold the volume button and lower it down, especially if you're on public transport. The console is small and the controls are the main thing that lets the console down when you're playing newer games. Like, it is hard to get your fingers around the little screen. Like, it is like playing a Game Boy again, but the controls I found at the back and trying to make it like everything's all in one between the PSP control buttons, between the little joypads, and between the start menus and the select buttons, it is quite cramped. Especially when you're playing the newer games. It can be difficult to use the buttons when playing games like Street Fighter 2. Performing complicated inputs such as fireballs or dragon punches was heartbreakingly difficult. Not that I remember how to actually do all these type of different buttons, and it's been nearly 20 odd years since I played games like these Street Fighter 2 games. The button configuration also defaults to the Nintendo layout, BA instead of AB, YX instead of XY. Performance on a higher systems, while nearly all the games run fine, performance can be hit and miss. You may experience slowdowns on some of the N64 or the MAME arcade games. Specific examples of lagging games include Dead or Alive on the Dreamcast and Crash Bandicoot on the PS1. There is an overlap of the game libraries, such as the separate listings for NES and the Famicom, the Japanese NES, and the SNES Super Famicom, leading to duplicate titles. So that's where you might think that there is more games than there actually is. The visibility is, because the screen is reflective, it can be hard to see in direct sunlight. Now, that hasn't been a problem because I have been testing this in autumn and winter. The limitations, remember, this is strictly a retro console. It is actually weaker than most smartphones in terms of performance and cannot play modern games. So if you're thinking of finding ways of uploading games onto an SD card, it probably won't work. So were the TikTok influencers right? Or, I'm a bit of an influencer in tech. Did I find it fun to use? I thought it was fun for retro purposes. Is it something that's going to be a game changer and make like hundreds of thousands of people buy this? No, not really. It's for the retro feeling. It's the best thing ever. It's certainly a decent device, but is it the best thing ever? Not really. It is fantastic if you want to play around with a load of old games for not too much money, or if you're an adult who likes tinkering in custom software. This device is especially suited for retro gaming fans, and it's great for allowing kids to discover classic games for the first time, like Tetris. If you decide to buy this console, here's a key tip: buy this console directly from China. Resellers frequently charge 2 to 3 times more than the original price, and that may be where I got stung on this. It might have cost me double the price, but it also came relatively fast from where I purchased. If you enjoyed this comprehensive review, please let me know and drop a comment below, and sharing it with classic games you will love to see and rediscover on the R36S. That's all from me, Justin Dawson, for another tech review. See you soon. Goodbye.